This is part 3A, the billion-dollar lie, how talent shortages became the perfect cover for labor market failure, why platforms profit more when you stay unemployed, and how the shortage narrative hides it. Hi, my name is Sarah Trumbull, founder and CEO of the Job Applicant Perspective, the first anonymous user reviews for job ads across the US. This is a revision from a previous post. It will be going live. It helps me to chat it out before people from the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal read it, because Also, chatting these posts out gives me a chance to hear feedback from people. I'm basically trying to represent a population that's been utterly invisible, and hearing more feedback helps me do that at least a little better. The narrative that sells itself. The talent shortage narrative survives because it serves almost everyone except US job seekers, the labor force. Platforms like Indeed and LinkedIn offer premium placement and visibility boosts to employers eager to fill scarce roles. Indeed, for example, lets companies sponsor job posts with a daily budget, paying per click to keep listings prominent. Recruiters upsell sourcing services when employers panic. Vendors monetize assessments, resume filters, and AI scoring tools, fixing a problem they quietly exacerbate. It's a perfect economic feedback loop. Scarcity narrative drives panic drives employer spend drives platform profit removes any incentive to actually solve the problem. The cost of designing without the US labor force. By treating job seekers as data points instead of users, HR tech platforms actively create inefficiency in the online labor market that affects both job seekers and employers. It becomes a level of planned obsolescence, but for human markets that control civic stability and human survival. This is profoundly dangerous. Ghost jobs. Nearly 1 in 3 employers admit to posting to job listings with no intent to hire, indicating many active listings are effectively ghosts, or as I call it, free marketing. Signal collapse. Without clarity on which roles are real or active, candidates overapply. Employers drown in noise, and platforms profit from churn rather than resolution. I wrote another article, Why National Job Boards Tilt the Market Against Main Street, and this describes the impact of this behavior recursively on small businesses too, and thus back on job seekers and more, and on all of our local communities. This is a market where trust collapses because the people powering the system are invisible in its design, despite the fact that their unpaid labor is the inventory that creates its profits. The platform's goal isn't to solve the problem of unemployment or talent acquisition. Its goal is to sell the feeling of control to the paying customers, the employers, while monetizing the unpaid labor of the unpaying customer, the job seeker. Why it feels like gaslighting? Job seekers are told companies are desperate for talent, yet resumes vanish into ATS funnels. And I put some stats on there. 88% of employers acknowledge that ATS automatically screened out qualified high-skilled candidates because their resumes weren't ATS friendly. Instant rejections come from opaque keyword filters. Over 99.7% of recruiters use keyword filters in their ATS, filtering by skills, education, titles, etc. This is from JobScan. Job seekers are asked to complete unpaid assessments while employers get no transparency in return. This is an incompetence, it's design. The illusion of scarcity props up platform profits, recruiter upsells, and vendor services while obscuring the structural dysfunction of a system that the US labor force cannot opt out of. When the entire market is the gateway to food, housing, and healthcare, broken design isn't just inefficient, it is democratically destabilizing. At that point, it starts to look less like rent-seeking and more like ransom-seeking.